Welcome to Integrity 444 LTQS/EFV. I'm Coach Christian. Today's teaching is an animal archetype story lesson called The Owl Who Saw the Pattern. This is not just a story about an owl. This is a story about discernment. It is a story about emotional intelligence. It is a story about the moment you stop calling repetition coincidence. Because many people are not trapped because they have no intelligence. They are trapped because they keep explaining away what keeps repeating. They keep saying, maybe it was just one time. Maybe they were tired. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe they did not mean it. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe this time will be different. But the owl sees differently. The owl does not panic. The owl does not rush. The owl does not accuse without observation. The owl watches. The owl studies. The owl listens. The owl notices what keeps happening after the apology, after the promise. And the owl teaches this. Patterns are data. The pattern is where truth gathers evidence. Section 1. The forest that kept forgetting. There was once a forest that loved temporary peace. Every time something broke, the forest would calm itself with explanations. When the branches cracked, they said, "It is just the wind." When the river became muddy, they said, "It is just the rain." When the animals became restless, they said, "It is just a difficult season." The forest did not want to call anything a pattern, because once you call something a pattern, you can no longer treat it like an accident. And that is where many people struggle. They are willing to admit an incident, but they are not ready to admit a pattern. An incident can be excused. A pattern requires wisdom. An incident can be explained away. A pattern demands a decision. So the forest kept choosing temporary peace over truthful clarity. But high above the trees, there was an owl. The owl was quiet. The owl watched what everyone else ignored. The owl noticed that the same branches broke in the same places. The same path collapsed. The owl saw the repetition, and one night, when the forest was quiet, the owl spoke. "This is not random. This is a pattern." Section 2. The owl does not hate the forest. Now understand something important. The owl did not hate the forest. The owl was not bitter. The owl was not negative. The owl was not trying to destroy peace. The owl was trying to protect truth. This matters because many people will call you negative when you begin to see clearly. They will say, "Why are you always bringing that up?" But the owl knows. If it keeps happening, it deserves attention. Pattern recognition is not bitterness. Bitterness closes the heart. Pattern recognition opens the eyes. The owl does not teach suspicion. The owl teaches precision, and sometimes precision is compassion. Section 3. The question that changes everything. The owl asked the forest one question. What keeps happening? Not what did they promise, not what did they say they meant, not how emotional was the apology. The owl asked, what keeps happening? That question changed everything, because when the forest answered honestly, the truth became clear. The same part of the path kept collapsing. That is what the owl does in your life. The owl asks, what keeps happening after the apology, after the promise, after you explain yourself? What keeps happening after you give access again? This question is uncomfortable, but it is holy, because truth often enters through the question you are tired of avoiding. Section 4. The pattern is the evidence. The owl gathered leaves from the broken path. Each leaf had a mark. One leaf said, same apology. Another said, same injury. Another said, same confusion. Another said, same disappointment. Another said, same cost. Another said, same nervous system reaction. Another said, same silence after the promise. The forest looked at the leaves and finally understood. This is how it works in real life. A person can say, I care about you, but the pattern may say otherwise. A person can say, I will change, but the pattern may say, the promise calms you down, but the behavior stays the same. That is why the owl does not worship words. The owl studies fruit. The owl asks, where is the fruit? Where is the repair? Where is the responsibility? Where is the truth after the emotion fades? Section 5. Confusion can be a fog. One evening, a fog entered the forest. The fog made everything hard to see. The broken path looked normal. The cracked branches looked harmless. The forest said, "Maybe the owl was wrong. Maybe we are overthinking." But the owl rose higher, because sometimes clarity requires elevation. From above the fog, the owl could still see the path. This is the EFV lesson inside the owl's story. When you are inside emotional fog, everything becomes harder to interpret. Your energy gets pulled, your frequency drops. That is why you need elevation. Pause, breathe, step back, look at the timeline, rise above the immediate emotion and examine the repeated pattern. Section 6. The Owl and LTQS. LTQS means listen, tell the truth, choose wisely, stay aligned. The owl listens, not just to words. The owl listens to behavior. Then the owl tells the truth clearly. This keeps happening. This is not random. And then the owl stays aligned, even when the forest wants to forget again. That is the hard part. Pressure will come, guilt will come, fear will come, but the owl remembers. The owl says, "I can be compassionate without becoming confused. I can forgive without deleting the pattern." That is wisdom. Section 7. The Owl's Teaching Practice. Now I want to give you a practice. This is called the Owl's Pattern Question. Question 1. What keeps happening? Name the repetition. Question 2. What does it cost me? Peace, energy, clarity, self-trust. Question 3. What do I keep doing in response? Question 4. What wise choice would interrupt the pattern? A boundary, a pause, a decision. The owl who saw the pattern is an invitation. Stop calling repetition coincidence. Stop asking your nervous system to ignore what the pattern keeps proving. The owl does not panic. The owl observes. If this teaching spoke to you, comment owl. If you're ready to stop calling repetition coincidence, comment pattern. I'm Coach Christian. This is Integrity 444 LTQS/EFV. The deer feels. The owl decodes. The wolf rebuilds. The eagle rises. The lion leads. And remember, the pattern is where truth gathers evidence.